Did this knife just replace one of the best bushcraft survival knives? This is the Ka-Bar BK7, one of the granddaddies of all bushcraft survival knives, and this is the Fox FX XLB. Did this knife just get better? Now, all jokes aside, right, the Ka-Bar is one of my favourite outdoor survival knives. It's brilliant, nice and light, it's got good blade geometry, it's got a good belly, it batons like an absolute beast, it chops, and the handle's nice. Everything about this knife, pretty much for a survival knife, is perfect. It's like a shark. It's reached the pinnacle of evolution. There's not much that you could do to this knife to make it better, but there is a couple of things that I would change. For example, the handle is plasticky and can be a little bit slippy, so I put a wrap on it. Happy days. The steel is chrome vanadium, chrome van something, which is a 1095 high carbon. But basically it can rust, but it is easy to sharpen, which is another good thing, right? But outside of that, it does everything that a bushcraft survival knife really should do. So there's not much to do with regards to making it any better, but Fox came out with this. So basically it's exactly the same blade geometry as the Ka-Bar. They look almost identical. It's a little heavier, choppier, yeah. It's got a micarta handle, which is kind of just as slippy, but it's not as plasticky as this one, see? So the handle material is a higher quality, and the steel is Nylox, which is it's got high corrosion resistance, so you don't have to worry about this thing rusting nowhere near as much. The grind is the same, it's got a high scrandy, they've both got 5mm spines, they've both got micro bevels, they've both got this beautiful drop point, even though I do prefer the Ka-Bar slightly steeper drop point on this than this one, but that blade design there is just beautiful. Fox is also, it's got a cool little logo on it, look there. I mean, the Ka-Bar, it says nice BK7, mine's all rusty, but this has got a little pummel on the back. This one doesn't, but if you hit something with that, it's still smashing. The key for this, how it makes it, in my opinion, supersede the Ka-Bar in more ways than it is behind. The pros and cons. This steel is gonna be easier to dull, yeah, or it's gonna lose its edge. The edge retention on this is a lot higher because of the type of steel that it is, but this will be easier to sharpen. This knife will be harder to sharpen, but the edge retention is significantly higher. Plus, like I said before, it is corrosion resistant, so I don't have to worry about it rusting. As you can see, I've put a wrap on the back of both of these just to increase the grip on it, and because this one is heavier, I've actually layered the wraps going this way, so it's got these little bumps here, so you've got more grip going that way because it is a heavier chopper. They both will baton brilliantly. They both go through, you know, good size diameter twigs with a swipe. The only issue outside of the sharpening this beast is going to be, that I found, which can be fixed quite easily, is within the sheaths. This sheath is a beautiful sheath, but it's not quite as droppy in as this. Like the Ka-Bar hangs down by my side, I use it and I basically just drop it in like that, whereas that one, it's tighter, which in some ways is better, but in other ways you can't just kind of slide it in and out. And plus, whenever I draw this out, it catches this leather little strappy and it's already sliced halfway through it, man, because the thing's that sharp. But it is incredibly sharp, this, like ridiculous. I'm not even going to try sharpening it, I'm not going to lie. That's my biggest worry about this. But the Ka-Bar you could field sharpen with some simple tools. This thing you could probably just touch up the edge, but I wouldn't go for a proper sharpen on this without a jig. But the benefit of this being basically exactly the same geometry and size as this, because yeah, they're both 7-inch blades as well, so they're identical in every way, shape and form pretty much. It's just the same knife, just in a higher quality steel and with a better handle, which is sweet. Slightly more expensive. I think this is about 160 in pounds and this is 215 but for a little bit extra, you get the better quality steel, corrosion resistance, and higher edge retention. Happy days. Because this knife is such a well-renowned knife, there's lots of custom sheaves out there for this, which this does fit, which is another good thing. So basically, for the time being, what I'm doing is I'm just using this sheath for that, and then it's complete. Because the only thing that I would change about this, I wouldn't change the steel, because you got your higher edge retention comes with the issue of sharpening. That's the whole point. If it takes a lot longer to go dull, then when you're trying to file the blade down to get it to go sharp again, it's going to be harder to sharpen. Micro bevel, you can't get away from micro bevels, because micro bevels do increase the strength of the blade. Fine. I hate micro bevels, but the sheath, I would change the sheath. I'm either going to get a custom sheath for this when I go to the bushcraft show, which is tomorrow, or I'm just basically using this. But the Ka-Bar, even though the Ka-Bar sheath is a bit shit and just cheapish, it's a very good sheath. I mean, it's got this extra little loop here that you put another knife in. You can fit another knife in the top there, or some sharpeners. If I was to design my own sheath, I'd have fire steel on there, I'd have a DC4 sharpener in there, and then I'd have another slot on the front like this one for one of your smaller knives for your finer tasks. They both handle, I mean, if you use survival knives before, you'll know anything you can do with a normal bushcraft knife, you can do with a survival knife. It's just a little bit harder, but a lot of the stuff that you can do with a survival knife, you can't do with a normal bushcraft knife. Like, normal bushcraft knives can baton. I'm talking about one of your normal 6-inch blades, 5-6-inch blades. They can baton, but they can't baton bigger wood, because obviously they're not long enough to go all the way through, and then you get stuck halfway in the middle. But choppers, not very good at chopping, but this thing is a hybrid between basically a hatchet and a knife, which is amazing. So yeah. And another thing, I have got this pack, right? Now this sits on my waist like that, yeah? So it goes on my back like that, yeah? And this goes around the front of me. But then I've got this compartment here at the top. And with the Ka-Bar sheath, it goes under there and slots just like this. Now that's pretty sturdy in itself, look, yeah? And then I can reach around my back, unclip, pull it out, use it, and then because it's got the hollow plastic thing in there, which I do like about the Ka-Bar sheath, go back in, and then just clip it on, and I can do all this when the bag is on my back behind me. So I'll draw the knife out like that, use it, put it back, clip it on, go back to doing what I'm doing, fire, whatever. But this little flap here as well, because this has also got a Velcro strap on top. I'll put the links for this bag and where to buy the Fox from Henny knives, brilliant shop, in the description. But yeah, it Velcros on there. I mean, it's just like it's made for it. Look, that Velcro's on there, or it can Velcro on itself, and then there's no way that's coming out. So it's smashing. I'm not gonna lie, like this little setup here is mint. But final verdict on this, for the extra money that you're gonna spend on this, I mean, the blade's just a little bit thicker as well, so it's just a tiny bit bulkier. I mean, they're both brilliant knives. This is definitely lighter, which obviously gives it better swishability, if you know what I mean. This is heavier, which is a better chopper, but there's not much in it. And obviously you can see with that black coating on there as well, and where I've been batoning, you can see the black coating coming off, which is fine. It looks used, but this I've used a fair bit, and it's still basically shiny and like new. And the steel Nylox is very weird because it's basically a very poor heat conductor, and the steel always feels cold. So it's like Norse steel, which is amazing. The blade geometry of this is perfect because it's a shark. It doesn't need to evolve anymore. That's fine. This has copied it. Yeah, Fox has blatantly copied it, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, so they've made something that was already absolutely brilliant, just even better, which is that one. So yeah, and all I've done then is done my leather wrap on it, and it's fucking perfect. I mean, What more would you want? But both of these knives will literally handle anything that you can throw at them. I mean, just look at the size, yeah? Batoning, chopping, butchering, preparing food, anything and everything a survival knife needs to do, these two can do. So they're both brilliant choices. But if I needed to buy them both and I had to choose one, I would go for this one. The Ka-Bar is brilliant, it's beautiful, but it has been superseded by the Fox, unfortunately. There's something about just having a knife of this size, which I don't know, I just like to hold it and just have it in my hand. I don't know what it is. If you know what I mean, yeah, put it in the comments, because honestly, I don't know what it is. Just having a nice knife it's like it completes your soul. It's amazing. In my opinion, it has superseded it. Until I have to sharpen it, then I'll come back to you. But outside of that, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, yeah? And YouTube thinks you might like this video up here. Hit that, and I'll see you there.